Welcome back to the ATL Day One Show, the podcast. I am Tenitra. He is Jarvis, and we are here for the Locked On Sports Atlanta podcast network. So you want to check us out, you want to check out the entire network for Atlanta, then you can check us out on any and all audio platforms, but you can also check us out on YouTube. So go ahead and follow us on YouTube, give us a like, and of course, subscribe to our channel. We appreciate you as always rocking with us and coming back with us today. Now, Jarvis and I are going to talk Braves. There was a little bit of a setback possibly on Saturday to the Braves. Amazing bullpen, one of the best, if not the best in Major League Baseball. But the question is, are we concerned, or do we have trust in Double-A that he is going to still get this done? Or has he still set the Braves up for success by being proactive in the offseason about bolstering the bullpen? But first, let's talk a little bit about our health and wellness, and that starts with the built-in bar. You guys know that I love talking about health and wellness because, listen, I'm all about this. I'm on that Jumbotron every home game for the Atlanta Hawks, and it's nothing like being slim and trim versus jumbo on the Jumbotron. And so how do I do that? I basically stick to my resolution to eat right thanks to Built Bars. It almost feels like, to me, it's not really a resolution because I really do like eating them. So we talk about the puffs and whether or not you like those. Those are the best selling bars. So you should check that out. Also, this whole concept of the protein infused marshmallow, we're talking about fluffy, marshmallowy. They're not just protein bars. It's a treat. I mean, you'd love eating that, especially if you are a chocolate fan. Now, me, I'm a white chocolate fan, and that's a good look as well because they actually have a white chocolate bar. I love it. And also, these bars are low calorie. They are high protein. You can replace your candy bar because this is better for you. So that's really what you should think about. Think about your health and think about still being able to enjoy the ride while you get on the health train. And go to built.com, use promo code LOCKED15 and get your 15% off your order. Again, use promo code LOCKED15 for 15% off at built.com. Now, Jarvis, we are talking about building in a different way. The Braves, of course, are looking to build on that 2021 World Series championship that they brought back home to the ATL. So Alex Anthopoulos, the GM of this amazing team, has been working diligently to make sure that he shored up the bullpen, not just for another run to hopefully a second World Series, but also just knowing that he wanted on opening day to feel confident that from the one spot, from opening day starter Max Fried all the way through that rotation, that there was quality there. And so we look at this past Saturday, and one of the relievers who really, really shored up that bullpen, they call themselves the night shift. He was a critical component to the night shift in last year's postseason run, Luke Jackson. And unfortunately thought he had tennis elbow, thought it was something that maybe he'd be able to shake off, but it looks like it may be a UCL, an ulnar cruciate ligament tear that may take him out. We don't know yet, still awaiting that final word from Braves, but multiple reporters and insiders have stated that it looks like it could lead to Tommy John surgery that would take him out for the entire year. Now, we hope for the positive. Maybe he'll come back sometime this year and be able to contribute. But the question really is, let's say that's best case scenario, he comes back. What about worst case scenario, Jarvis? What if we don't get Luke Jackson back this year for that pitching staff? Are you concerned, or are you confident that the Braves can still move forward?
I'm super confident because, like you said, I think that Alex Anthopoulos is a guy that he's the best general manager that the Falcons. The Falcons. Excuse me. Sorry.
Well, we know we think Falcons, we think United, we think Hawks, and we think all those GMs.
When you think about just a guy that has been a wizard, a sniper, and having a sniper type mentality when going out and getting people and targeting people and going and getting what he needs when you go out to get a guy like Olsen. When he knew that Freddie Freeman wasn't going to be an option anymore, and having that kind of shrewdness about him. And I absolutely love that, because here's the thing, we can get into all our thoughts and feels about what it what it is for the team, and and him being a hometown guy, and as far as being with this team for so long since the beginning of day one, and Freddie Freeman, I get that part of it. But there's also the business side of this thing where you got to say, hey, if these are your demands for a contract, like, okay, I understand where you're coming from, and I think that you can get that somewhere else, but you're not going to be able to get that here. And for him to go ahead and pull that trade off with the Oakland A's, I think that was it just speaks to the type of mindset this man has. And I think that, he's going to apply that same mindset mentality to this issue, right? You have Colin McHugh, who for the Braves, who's a righty that they signed, and a lot of people didn't think that was going to go down, but he was able to pull that off before this whole thing went down. So I think he can kind of step into Luke Jackson's role and maybe, potentially go out and go see what's on the market for another right-handed reliever. He'll probably make some phone calls. I'm sure he's already made phone calls.
Right?
How he works, right? Double A has been that guy to just have the foresight to just know here's exactly what's about to go down.
Yes.
Here's what could go down. Yes. Okay, here's my list, and just in case this guy get hurt, or here's my list of guys that I want to take a look at or call about if this guy gets hurt. And he's just so prepared. He's the total opposite of the Falcons. What's going on with the Falcons organization right now, seemingly. And so I think that, the way he's able to operate with this full salary cap, who nobody seems to know what that number is, and the only thing you can guess is that it's the number that they end up with at the end of each season. Like, okay, this is how they operate between this number and such. They're going to be a mid-level team as far as, spending. So this is how they're going to operate. And I think for him to be able to operate under those conditions, there are no doubt in my mind that Alex Anthopoulos is going to be able to work through this. And I think that the Braves are going to be good for it, not only this year, but going forward in the future.
Yeah, and you think about not just, as you mentioned, Colin McHugh, but you think about a Kenley Jansen and going out and getting him as a closer. You also think about the fact that they should get Kirby Yates back around maybe the August timeframe, maybe September, just in time for a final push to the postseason. So that's encouraging. And don't forget, the rest of the night shift is still intact. So when you start talking about, a Tyler Matzik or an AJ Minter, you still got guns. You still got guns. So that's the encouraging thing. And one thing that you mentioned as well, that Alex Anthopoulos is always thinking ahead. So I can see, like you said, he was probably on those lines Saturday, the minute that they even thought Tommy John was a possibility for Luke Jackson, to make sure that he knew who was out there, who was available, what kind of dollars is he working with, that is there someone out there that he can maybe sign for a 1-year deal, if you will, because he's been great at getting those guys for those 1-year prove-it deals, and it has worked out. You think about a Charlie Morton, for example, or those short-term deals that have really worked out in their favor. So again, you look at what Alex Anthopoulos' record has been, even dating back to as recently as the middle of last season, where they were up, down, win a game, lose a game, win a game, lose a game. And then all of a sudden he goes out and makes moves like for the likes of Eddie Rosario, for example, and some of the moves. Yeah, exactly. So you look at that, and all of a sudden they start looking like, and then when they begin to round into form, late July, early August, September, perfect timing for the Braves to go on the run that they went on. So excited. I'm like you. I'm not concerned. I'm confident that Alex Anthopoulos is going to do what he needs to do to put the Braves in position to make a legitimate run for back-to-back pennants. So speaking of legitimate runs to a championship or a title, when we come back, we're going to talk about a team that nobody was really talking about in the beginning of the season that now is the talk of all of men's college basketball. We're going to talk about another team that showed an amazing resilience and showed the heart of a champion by going down one season, but breaking it all down and tearing everything down the next season. So come back with us for our final segment for the culture. We're going to talk about that and a little something that happened down the road up 85 North last night. When we get back, it's Jarvis, I'm T. This is ATL Day Ones.